Good evening, everyone. We're going to start the meeting, so make sure your cell phones are on silent or off. And just a reminder, if you have any comments or questions, please direct them to me, the chair, and let's keep the best decorum we can this evening. So,
Council President, I'm just wondering how we're going to handle the singing. Do you want to do that after the pledge, or do you want to do that as a proclamation? Have Ariana come up and sing our Spangled Banner, and then
I thought she would do it before the pledge.
Before the pledge. Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is that okay, sir?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So I have to read the Open Public Meeting Act, and so this meeting is convened in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey. Let the official minutes reflect that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publishing a notice in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on Wednesday, January 7th, 2026, and thereafter posting same on the Town Hall Bulletin Board for such notices and filing same with the Township Clerk pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Township Council on Thursday, January 1st, 2026. The meeting dates have also been posted on the Township webpage. Do you want to do roll call, please?
Councilman Brad. Here. Councilman Vici. Here. Council Vice President Maxson.
Here.
Council President Zukosi.
Here.
Councilman Coleman.
Here.
Councilman Aber.
Here.
Councilwoman O'Toole.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, we're going to have a young lady. Please come forward. Your name is Ariana. So everyone can...
We want to rise.
Yes, please rise. And I just want to remind the mayor that the council president runs the meeting.
I'm just trying to get a little hand,
All right.
just for this.
Young lady, we all been waiting for this, so go ahead. The stage is yours.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Now we have to do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so we're going to move on to the minutes.
Yes, item number 5 is the minutes from the last April 22nd, I believe. Yes, April 22nd, 2026 council meeting.
Is there a second, please? Thank you.
Motion was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley? Yes. Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Sekozy?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
Okay, now we have number 6 on the agenda, and if we could see here this evening, Michael.
He's here.
Montes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So we'll step down in the well, and we have 2, correct?
2, yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Okay, so we have a proclamation here to Michael Motus. He's been with the township for 21 years and dedicated service. So you've done a lot for the town. Thank you. So whereas Michael Motus has dedicated 21 years of service to the Toms River Township Public Works Department, serving as a Class 8 operator. I just want to mention that a lot of towns don't have, like our public works and our recycling facilities, and over the years that has expanded, but it's such a convenience and such a service to the residents of Toms River. It really is. So, and I truly believe it saves the township a lot of money because the people go there. So
Finds a lot of projects.
yes, thank you. So whereas Mickey, your nickname, has demonstrated exceptional dedication, skill, and professionalism in every task he undertook, and whereas unwavering commitment to excellence has not gone unnoticed, and his contributions of the department have been valuable, and a lot of whereas. Whereas Mickey transitions into a new chapter of life, we want to take this opportunity to express our deepest gratitude for his years of service and hard work. Whereas Mickey has made a long-lasting impact at Toms River Township Public Works Department and the community, leaving behind a legacy of excellence and dedication. And therefore, I, Daniel T. Roderick, by virtue...
That's my point.
Okay.
It's okay, it's okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
You're doing such a great job.
Okay. I, Daniel T. Roderick, I'll throw in, and the mayor, by virtue of the authority vested in me, it does say that, of the Township of Toms River in the County of Ocean, on behalf of the council members and residents of Toms River, do hereby recognize and honor Michael Moultowitz for his 21 years of dedicated service and wish him well-deserved and enjoyable retirement. We thank Michael for his contributions to our department and community and wish him all the best in future endeavors. Please, sir.
My first job on a August 29th, 2005. My first job was raking the bunkers at the golf course. And all 3 years I wound up being a Class A operator for Dover Township Public Works. And I'm very proud to be so versatile and help the town.
And the changes that you made.
Yes.
Yes.
So I enjoy every day of my job, and I think I'm the best.
Okay.
The best it can be.
Well, we're going to miss you.
We are. Yes, I just want to thank you for your service, wish you well in retirement. We really wish you the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome. People like Michael is what Tom's River is all about. You know, it's the people that you never see or hear from or ever know. They run the town. They take care of the town, and they take care of us. They really do.
You do a great job. Most other towns pay an awful lot more for these departments. We have our own people, creates a lot of great jobs. We wish you well. It's a shame to lose you, but I'm sure you have a lot of other things to do with your pension, right? Nice. Very nice.
Thank you. Very nice.
I think.
What?
They want to take a family photo.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You want me to do it? Well, we were at the grand opening of the Little League 2 weekends ago, would you say?
Maybe 3.
And we listened to Ariana sing there, and I said we just had to bring her in for a council meeting. And she not only agreed to do the council meeting, she also agreed to sing at the Memorial Day Parade. So we want to thank you for that and bring you on up here and give you this proclamation and give you another round of applause. I mean, she really crushed it out there. I'm going to have you read it, and I'm going to read the next one. That's going to declare Ariana as the best singer in all of Tom's River, right? This is your meeting, so I don't want to. Ocean County.
Okay. So here's another Tom's River proclamation. Whereas Ariana, you can't say her last name for her age, has been singing and performing since she was 5 years old. And whereas Ariana seeks proper vocal and acting training in Memento Movement Creative Collaborative in Toms River, New Jersey, dance training, and from a Dancer's Point Dance Studio, FADP, and is a very devoted student. And whereas Ariana has been open to trying new things, learning skills, and more. And whereas she is a middle school student in Toms River Intermediate East and is involved in many school performances, opportunities, such as chorus, school musical, and presentation projects. And whereas Ariana will be headed to Performing Arts Academy at the Ocean County Vocational Technical School in September. Wow. Arts Academy and the Ocean County Vocational Technical School in September, and now therefore I, Daniel T. Roderick, by virtue of the authority vested in me, please don't get me confused with
It's not going to happen.
all right, we have to make jokes.
Get the
We're all-
the beard in.
I-
Get the beard in.
and more hair. And Toms River in the Ocean County, on behalf of the council members and residents of Toms River, do hereby recognize, honor Ariana, and wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors. And she's going to be on America's Got Talent in a couple more years.
You got to get your exposure.
See you on the national anthem, right? I'm going to test you.
How about a picture
Yeah, get some pictures.
Come on, Mom.
Francis got
We talked about that in social studies this year.
You did, excellent. The Battle of Baltimore. He was on a British ship. And this is what our town is all about. These are the future of Toms River, the children of Toms River, the schools, we have to support them, and this is what makes it all worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Okay, Mr. Clark, you'll take it over on number 7.
Correct. Item number 7 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing section 477-70, schedule of 12, stop intersections of chapter 477 vehicles and traffic of the Township Code to include the placement of stop signs at 7 intersections in the Township of Toms River, New Jersey, to reduce the incidence of traffic crashes and to promote pedestrian safety. This is a first reading.
And I'm available for any kind of questions you guys might have.
Thanks, Chair. Okay, does any council members have questions on this? Okay. Do I have to open it to the public?
No, this is the first reading. Motion was made to move item 7 by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilwoman O'Toole. Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley? Yes. Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Sikosi?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Avery?
Yes.
Okay, moving on to number 8 on the agenda. Is anyone?
So, item number 8 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing subsection F of section 1, establishment of chapter 71, statutory boards and commissions to eliminate health benefits for the members of the Toms River Municipal Utilities Authority. This is the first reading as well.
Before you, I would just like a moment to speak, and then, if that's okay. Just 1 second.
Well, I believe council goes first, but if you want to make a comment, Mayor, that's fine by me.
Okay, the Board of Utilities, Municipal Utilities Authority, there are 5 voting members and 2 alternates. They're all eligible for health care. When you look at the minutes from these meetings, they're about a half an hour to 40 minutes long and once a month. If someone takes a full family policy, it's like $40,000 a year. I don't think that is, I don't think that that's right. It's outrageous. When you look at it hourly, I think it's like $6,000 or $7,000 an hour, which is incredibly high. And I think we should get rid of this. And as I've said before, I know we have this thing in here about the car. I want to repeat again that I'm perfectly willing to not use the township automobile, even though it's compensatory. I'll gladly give that up if we could save taxpayers $250,000 here by doing this. And just do what's right. Just do what's right. These folks shouldn't get a health policy for 30 minutes a month. Everybody else has to work a full year to get a health policy. That's all I want to say. Council President, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
You're welcome. All right. Okay. Council Vice Chair.
We just became aware of this. This was just added to the agenda. It wasn't brought up at the agenda meeting. So I'd like to table this indefinitely.
That's a shame.
I think Robert Mancini has something.
Also, I'd like to add to it, I don't see how that we're voting on someone's benefits when they're not even on our budget. We up here vote on the township budget. This is for the MUA. And I will make it perfectly clear that the people at the MUA, they actually, in their budget, give the townships literally over $1 million a year to the township to help us with our debt services. So So I don't even think that we should be voting on this or taking anybody's benefits away. Just because the mayor is using this car to use it for personal business thing, you shouldn't penalize somebody else because you're doing something wrong. And I don't understand why he has to sit there and make a big deal about someone's benefits, because he's stealing taxpayers' money going up and down the parkway. Plain and simple. They can't make it any simpler than that. So he put it on there, and we're going to vote on that tonight too as well. Thank you.
And just to reiterate.
No.
Yeah, make a motion.
I'll let you speak at the end.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We do have a motion made by Council Vice Chair Nivison, but there was no second yet. So,
I'll second.
okay, thank you. And is there another comment down at this end? No? Okay.
Council President, would it be okay if I make a quick comment on this?
Yeah, no, he asked.
No lawyers, no.
Not this.
No lawyers.
You don't want to know that this is, that
No,
part,
No.
you asked, and I'm letting you speak. So say your piece. You asked first.
That's all right.
I just wanted to put on the record, I think it'd be malpractice if I didn't inform you guys that the state has started cracking down on full-time benefits for part-time employment or part-time elected official jobs. So
Okay.
this is something that we could face trouble for down the road. And I-
Okay, but it was spreading to the record that we have no authority over the MUA.
That's
Well,
not true.
that is not true. You set their salary, you set their benefits, you set all of that.
That's just a matter of opinion.
No, it's not a matter of opinion. It's in the township code, so let's not misrepresent to the public what's in the township code.
Thank you for the information. So
Well,
we have a
silence.
first and a second.
So, to repeat, the motion to table was made by Council Vice President Nivison, seconded by...
Indefinitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course.
Yes. Council, seconded by Councilman Bianchini, Council Vice President Nivison to table.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Council President Sekozy,
I want to vote last, please.
okay. Councilman Coleman,
No.
Councilman Eber, and Councilwoman O'Toole,
No.
and Council President Sekozy.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on.
Wait, I was called a thief, and I do, under Robert's, get an opportunity.
It's not a debate.
No, we don't need to hear from you.
At the end of the meeting, just like
All right.
us.
Okay. Thank you.
You want me to, or maybe when we do the clock? We want to do the clock, and I'll have an opportunity?
Okay, if that's what you prefer, thank you. All right, so, we're moving on to number 9.
Item number 9 is an ordinance of the Toms River, Toms River amending section 2310 of the Toms River Code and defining official business for the purpose of municipal vehicle utilization and establishing restrictions on use. This is a second reading, so there is a public comment.
Okay. So,
You had said you were going to give me my opportunity?
now you want to speak first?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So first of all,
You're on
as
the clock, 5 minutes.
Okay. First of all, as I said in the past, I'd gladly turn over the vehicle, even though every mayor before me had access to a vehicle, and it's compensatory. So the mayor's position here is one of the lowest of all the large cities. We put a lot of time in, we make less money than the groundskeeper does. That's okay. We choose to do the position and take the job. We want to do for the town. We want to serve the town. I'm perfectly okay with giving it up because it's not worth a tremendous amount of money. But if we were really concerned about saving the taxpayers' money, we would have done something about the health benefits for MUA commissioners who show up for 30 minutes a month and walk off with $40,000 in health benefits. Whereas here we're concerned about what Council President has acknowledged is a pretty extensive job that requires a tremendous amount of time and energy. And when it comes to the council as well, the council gets health benefits for 2 meetings a month and a $10,000 stipend. All in, the MUA, the council, they make a whole lot more money than I do per hour. However, I would gladly give up the vehicle and have said that if we would do something about this outrageous policy where people get a health policy for 30 minutes a month. That is outrageous. And I know, Council President, there are some folks who are here from the political clubs that yell and scream and clap, but I guarantee you, the average person at home, when they read about this, is going to be very upset that we tabled that ordinance and that we're all willing to do that. And as far as calling, using the automobile theft, you're incorrect. Based on policy and ordinance, the chief of police, the business administrator, and the mayor get a vehicle for personal use and private, public, private, whatever. It's a form of compensation, and it shows up on our tax papers, and we pay tax on the vehicles. So that's always been the policy of the township. However, I'll gladly give up whatever it is, because it's a 6-year-old vehicle, I don't care. Gladly give it up if we're going to save taxpayers real money and give up the health care for these 30-minute-a-month employees. 30 minutes a month. That's outrageous. Like I said, it's almost $7,000 an hour. So with that, I yield my time. I welcome anybody from the public who wants to ask me questions or ask Council President questions, but thank you, Council President.
You're welcome. Well, I just had one thing to counter on that. Nobody is taking his car away. The only thing that we're saying is we can't go up the Parkway with it and come back to Tom's River with it, no personal use.
But if you did that-
use it- No, Mayor, it's my turn, thank you, thank you.
But it also negatively affects the police who also...
There's exceptions to the rules.
No, sir.
Yes, it is.
No, sir.
Sorry.
That's what I'm saying, and you're also delving into the realm of administration, which is also...
Mayor, you had your time and
Thank you. No, you're right. You're right.
You yielded, okay?
Thank you.
No, but we're gonna go with the public after I finish. So, we're not taking his car away. He can use it Monday through Sunday for town business only, and if he has to go outside the town, he can document that and keep a log of the vehicle, and it's fine. Like all the previous mayors before him, nobody used it for their personal or their
You're
other
correct.
job. Okay, so, okay. I'm
And I don't go up and down the Parkway every day, but you guys keep saying that.
So
You
now
follow-
we're gonna open up to the public,
You
please.
say I go up and down the Parkway every day.
Okay.
Where is this data coming from, Council President? You're saying I'm going up and down the Parkway every day. I would like to know what makes you think I'm going up and down the Parkway every day?
Okay, we're not in a discussion this evening.
Okay,
Thank you.
so,
All right,
no worries, like I said, I'll give it up,
Public,
just take
please.
away the health care from these guys who don't deserve it.
And state your name and your address for the
Phoenix
record,
Mall on
please.
Messenger Street.
Thank you.
In regards to the car going up and down the Parkway, there's an ordinance in the township, you can look it up, it's the E360, where it states that the township car driven by the mayor is not to exceed the limits of the township, except for to go to the barrier island, which of course is the north,
You're
which is the
incorrect.
township, right? You're incorrect.
Oh,
Anyway.
direct your comments to me.
Anyway,
If that were the
as
case,
far
I'd
as
be
the
in
health
trouble.
benefits
Mayor,
go,
please.
we know that this is a direct attack on one person, and it's taken a political angle. If that were the case, Mr. Coleman, his stepson, should not be collecting benefits as well, and he collects the majority of benefits. Unlike the person that somebody talks about on a regular basis, who is a third to a quarter of what is given to Mr. Bratton, who is also an MUA commissioner. It's ironic to me that nobody talked about this until he was under attack, his benefits were under attack.
That's not true.
And he does, if he is a vice principal of a high school in New Jersey, he should be working 5 days a week. So that's 5 days a week up and down the Parkway. Irvington is up the Parkway.
Why do you assume that
Okay,
going up and down the Parkway?
Mayor,
Why
there's
are people
discussion.
allowed to say fault? It's not a discussion, but you can't just get up and lie.
How the truth
Right.
impacts his
What's the truth?
narcissistic behavior.
Mayor, you have your chance at
disturbing.
the end to counter.
This
I
is
really,
silly.
truly
I'll
believe
give it up. I don't care, but we're not gonna lie
that
about it
mental
either.
health check should be had on Mr.
And we're not-
Rogers because he is afraid of the truth.
The truth is that the ordinance does not say that. If the ordinance said that I was unable to use a car for personal use, there would be a problem. The ordinance is very clear, It says that there's a policy, the policy is promulgated by the mayor, and then the policy gets voted on by the council. As far as Mr. Mullen saying that I did not do anything about the MUA until this car ordinance, that's nonsense. Last year, at the end of the year, I tried to dissolve the MUA. and the council members who are with me voted to do that. So, nonsense, as always.
Thank you. State your name and your address for the record, please.
Julie Adam at 69 Cedar Grove Road, Toms River. I just want to make a correction for the record from the last meeting when Mr. Coleman misstated what I had said at the meeting. Mr. Coleman himself has a municipal car. I don't understand why he wouldn't even be delegating why a car was ever given to him. That seems totally inappropriate. But I indicated that he was personally benefiting from it. I did not say that he used it for personal use. That I would have no idea. So he misstated and was twisting my words. So I want to correct the record on that. And I want to emphasize that he should not have a car and his car needs to be taken away. But I also, in the past, had a government-issued car. And the requirements that you are requiring for official business is the way that any sound government entity or business operates. And these guidelines should be put into place. I also know of people that lost their jobs for misuse of a vehicle. And if there are residents in this town that think that it's fine for the mayor to drive the car and put the residents at risk for legal cases relating to car accidents and stuff, if they think that's fine, let them assume all the responsibility for all those lawsuits, not the bulk of the residents that see this as abuse of the system. So I applaud you for putting this on the agenda, and Mr. Coleman needs to abstain on this because from this vote, because he has a car.
Does not have a car.
He has a car.
No, he doesn't. And you continue to misstate and misrepresent. Mr. Coleman does not have a car. No.
He admitted at the
Mr. Coleman took car ribbon cuttings. He does not have a car. He had a township car that he went on ribbon cuttings with. Then he does not have one in his house.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He doesn't have one in his house, but it is awfully creepy.
Thank you.
It sounds like certain members of council are like following other council members around. There's nothing in his driveway, but.
Good evening, sir. Your name and your address for the record,
Mike
please.
Sardo, 882 Wheat Red Drive, Toms River.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, Mike, you said?
Excuse me?
Can you repeat your name, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't get it.
Mike Sardo, S-A-R-B-U. I ran fleets for years. I personally don't see an issue with the mayor or anybody else in the township council having a vehicle. Only one thing, take it down to the municipal lot, park it. When you need the car, you retrieve it and you return it back to where it's at. This way, the mayor's had the car for 9 months and he's driving. This guy, ribbon cutting, he's got to go there so bad he knows what his schedule is. Go down there, off a church road, pick your vehicle up. This way it saves a lot of headaches. And if you have to use it, then you're responsible. That's all I got to say in the car.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's exactly what we're doing. Thank you. Yes, good evening. Your name
Hello,
and your address, please.
Janet Lang, I live at 37 Cedar Drive. I just want to point out, as you know, I request documents, so I do have a document that does actually say that the mayor is basically charged an auto fringe earnings on his W-2, but I want to tell you what it is, okay? So there is like when someone has a fringe benefit, right? So not just money paid over to them, but it is required to be tracked by employers, not just municipalities, businesses who are giving value to their employees that is not $1. So health benefits, trips, or any kind of gift exceeding, I believe, $50. It does have to be tracked and then put on their tax documents, which then would be taxable on that person's income tax. So there is a line for auto fringe. However, I do not believe that it is accurate to the benefit that is actually being, personal benefit and financial benefit that is being received by the mayor. This document here from the Township of Town River says that in 2025, he was only given an auto fringe benefit in the amount of $1,207.87
And where's that information from again?
from an open request to the township. From their documents. So if he, just in gas alone, is more, we're paying more than that in 4 months. And it doesn't include the use of the car. There's no way that he's only receiving a $28.38 auto fringe benefit every 2 weeks if he is using township gas and the township vehicle to drive to Irvington and back to his other job.
Would there be tolls involved in that also?
It doesn't indicate that on, it does not indicate that on this. This is just indicating, this document is indicating his charges and deductions. So this amount is what the personnel or payroll is saying is the benefit that he gets every 2 weeks.
No, it's calculated by, it's according to the IRS and by payroll. It's set by the IRS what the fringe benefit is. As you see, the licensed CFO who would never put her license on a line, nodding right now. But again, I don't mind giving up the vehicle
But that's
as
all the-
part of the compensation. I'll gladly give up the compensation. But I think that the Municipal Utilities Authority getting a health policy for 30 minutes a month is outrageous. Why can't we do both? Why can't we do both?
Let me ask you, you're absolutely on point with that. What that is, that 20, I had to pay the same thing. Mine was 25. It goes from your house to your employment. So that bill, that charge is from his house to township hall. It's not to Irvington. Everybody has to do that for IRS services.
You need to commute it with a township vehicle?
He's just playing dumb.
So you're saying that's Asbury Park, you commuted with a township vehicle?
But I am
Every
telling,
day, every day.
You took a township vehicle home every day?
Every day. I was an emergency. I was actually an OEM guy.
Okay, you're only, and what do you think, the mayor's not on 24-hour call, and the police and the detectives aren't on 24-hour call?
Take control, please. Thank you. Thank
It's,
you.
yeah, I'm not gonna control what you're gonna put on the show.
so,
But this, she's
You get
gonna
to
speak
speak
out about the
again.
IRS.
Please.
She's
Please,
not,
Mayor.
she's a member of your club.
Mayor.
Not like a tax person, she's a member of your
I'm
club.
just reading from the document, sir, and I actually
You think the CFO is
Gotta speak to me.
calculated based on the IRS code?
Speak to me, please.
But it contradicts the notion here
Mayor.
that somehow I'm doing something wrong.
Mayor.
They're paying taxes on it, where's the, right.
Mayor, please. I'm asking you.
You know
Let her
what,
speak.
Dave, you're 100% right. I'm gonna let her speak, but everybody at home should know that everything that is being said here
Okay.
has been staged by the political club, Lone Hills Republicans for Township.
All right.
I can
All right, so the rest of the stage commentators, come on up, we'll finish it up and then move on.
Thank you.
I literally was just reading facts from the document.
Don't worry about
So,
All
I
right.
just want to let you
We
know.
understand.
And actually, part of what he said earlier was true, so I was actually letting
You were
them know
right.
part of it was.
You're right, I do pay taxes,
All right, thank you.
they're set by the IRS.
Okay.
Not, you're incorrect in your second part.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hi,
Good.
everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is Joanne Greenberg, 2931 Crestview Lane. The whole point of this seems to be, and this is saying that a current law exists, Tom's River Code 23.10 already states that traveling to and from work shall not be considered official business. You travel 130 miles daily commute to a second non-township job. I think that's the whole point of what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else, please? Okay. Yes, sir. First and last name and your
Paul
address.
Williams, Broad Street.
Thank you.
On topic, but as it relates to our mayor continuing to, because he keeps saying the Robert's rule. Someone mentions his name, he thinks he has a right by Robert's rule to then debate and argue. This is not a debate. That part of the Robert's Rules does not pertain to a council meeting. The provisions in Robert's Rules that he's referencing are where there's a debate. There's not a debate unless it's out of his mouth. He's the one that debates. He's the one that's making the circus. He made reference that he hears, that he thinks that this is the club and they're putting on a show. He wants everybody at home to hear it because he knows I'm video recording. He knows at least until he turns it off that the live stream is on. He's the one that's making the show. He's the one that's being disruptive. He's the one that's interfering with the progress in the administration of this council.
Thank you, sir. Good. Is there anyone else that has a comment?
I have a comment.
No, we've got to close the public.
Okay.
We need a motion?
Motion to close public comment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none? Okay, any council members have comments before we vote?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, please.
We're in line for our council training, so I took it upon myself to get this council training book. And in the ethics section, it states right here, use of agency vehicles, using an agency vehicle for personal use, trips, vacations, or political campaign activities is an ethics violation.
It's not,
It's right in the book.
no, it's in the township policy.
It's not in the
What
book.
book is that?
This is-
Binder, where did you get that binder?
Mayor, please,
Where did
just
you
let
get
him
this
finish.
binder? It is not an ethics violation, it's in the township policy, which was voted on, which, Tom, you voted for.
I didn't vote for you.
You did, you voted, and it's always been in place, and the chief gets one, and the business administrator gets
Mayor, let
one.
him finish,
And it's in the
please.
township policy, which we voted on.
This is the training he...
Mayor,
I
you said
did
that.
not give you that book, you lie like a rug.
I didn't say
I
you gave
never
us this
gave you
book.
that book, that is not a township book. You lie like a rug.
You gave us this book.
Oh
I
my
got this on
God.
my own because we were waiting for the township to set up training. We're getting it on our own. Okay? Here's the book.
Who's the author of that book, Tom? So you print out a thing that says council handbook, you stick it in a binder, and you hold it up like you're holding up some sort of official.
This came from Washington DC.
Washington DC.
Oh my God.
Who's the author?
That's the state capitol.
You're a
I know,
clown.
you're
Who is
not
the
really
author
that
of this
smart.
book? You got the book in Washington DC? You're making an ass out of yourself on a regular basis, Tom. Like, on a regular basis, you and the 7 or 8 people that you bring to this meeting with you to comment.
Mayor,
Did I bring anybody here? I don't think I brought anybody.
You did. Swatting at a gnat and swallowing a camel. We'll spend $400,000 on health benefits for people to go to a half-an-hour meeting a month. I say I'll give up the vehicle,
Don't worry about it.
and you won't do the trade. Let's do it. I'll give up the vehicle, take away the health benefits from these guys who don't
you're
deserve it.
repeating yourself. Thank you.
No, I'm emphasizing.
Thank you.
I'm emphasizing. You're repeating yourself.
Everyone knows it's just a vengeful thing you're doing.
It's not vengeful. I've been trying to stop this for years. I have voted against, when I was on council, every MUA
All
appointment.
right, Mayor, we have one more council person.
That's fine.
Make a comment.
Go ahead, make a comment.
All right.
I can't wait for election. boy.
But just so you know, the $1,000, you wouldn't claim, it's the tax on the
Speak
use.
at the end of the meeting, please. Thank you. Thank
Well
you.
said.
Just write it
You know
down.
that.
Thank you. No comments from the audience, please. Thank you. Go ahead, Councilman Bradley.
All right, so, while yes, the town ordinance does say that the mayor can make a policy
Right.
for it, but I've always been taught, and I've always learned this in school, that if you have a law, you cannot make a policy that supersedes the law. You cannot do that. It's supposed to be more tight, not less tight.
No, the
That's
law
always
says I
how
set
it's
the
been.
policy and the council votes on it. The policy has been set,
Mayor,
council votes on it, it's contractually, it's in the contracts for the cops.
Mayor, just speak.
Well, you can't tell lies. You guys do that regularly, you get up,
Then you can
you
bring
say
it up
the law
again.
says this, the law says
You're
that.
interrupting the meeting.
I don't leave at this point. I'm not gonna allow you guys to lie.
You gotta leave the meeting to the...
I'm not gonna let you lie, or the 7 or 8 people you bring to the meeting to lie.
We'll just
So-
keep telling the truth.
All right, so according to Schedule A, which is the actual policy of this, it says official use only. The use of employer vehicles is restricted to official employer business only. Employees shall not be permitted to use employer vehicles for travel or activity unrelated to employer business. Now, last time I checked, if you're going somewhere where you're not doing the job here, it's not official business. Maybe I'm wrong. I really don't know. You know, what do I know? But, and yes, it does say that there are people that are allowed to be on 24-hour call, and the mayor is in that, but
Always on
you know,
24
here's another thing that I find kind of funny that's in this. It says number 10, except in the case of police, fire, and first aid emergencies, no township vehicle should be driven, operated, or used outside the geographical boundaries of the township except as necessary to efficiently travel between township locales on the barrier island and the rest of the township and for official business. Traveling to and from work shall not be considered official business. So I think this thing contradicts itself like 20 different times.
It's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
You're not reading the ordinance that talks about the policy, the policy that affects police.
Mayor, we're gonna move on now.
Affects all the department heads. That-
Gentlemen, you have
That's all right.
comments?
Like I said, I don't mind giving up the car.
Councilman Coleman has a comment, please, Mayor. Go ahead, please.
First of all, as the mayor stated, I no longer have a township car.
No longer. Okay, quiet, please, quiet, no
I want to
response.
end up the discussion, I don't have a township car, number one. Number two, for this about taking the benefits away, because I heard somebody talk about my stepson, he would have lost that benefit. And I would have voted for him to have lost that benefit. So sometimes you got to think a little bit before you act and speak. And I'm just giving you those two pieces of information. They're factual. You can check it out. But again, I'm going to end the discussion about me having the car. I don't have the car. I'm still doing the ribbon cuttings. I'm using my own car. All in all, it takes me approximately 2 hours to get ready to do the ribbon cutting, meet with the owners, do the ribbon cutting, and talk to them afterwards, voting, I'm sure, and I'm proud to do that. And you know what? That to me is more important than the stupid car, which I used very limited and only when I did ribbon cuttings. So I no longer have the car, so can we please stop that discussion? And again, I just want to remind you that it's my stepson anyway, and I would have voted for him to have lost that benefit. Okay? Thank you.
Anyone else? Councilman Abe? No? You have something to say, Councilor?
I'm just going to be real brief. Again, I'm not an elected official. I understand that you are welcome to debate policy, this idea, and your views on the car may or may not be correct, but this idea that the MUA is something that you can choose to give benefits to, it really should not have benefits. The MUA and council, they really should not have benefits. If you read the law, if you look, NJ.com did a huge story about it in 2023 and 2024, on how the state's cracking down on benefits for part-time elected officials and appointed and elected officials on boards. The reason they only make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 is because they're not full-time job and they should not receive full-time benefits at the expense of the taxpayer. It's beyond the right thing to do, the ethical thing to do, it's the legal thing to do. And I strongly would suggest that you revisit MUA and council benefits in the future to get rid of them as a token to relieving the taxpayer of that burden.
Okay. So it's taken under consideration. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say, we did not vote to give the MUA benefits. We would visit that thing completely separate. We're just dealing with his abuse of the automobile, separate from the
Why don't you table it indefinitely?
We
Why
are
don't you
not,
table it
we're
indefinitely?
not, we're not going to hold somebody hostage so he does the right thing.
30 minutes a month for
That's
health
what
policies.
we did not vote that in, okay?
Yes, you did.
No, we
You
didn't
appointed
vote for them to
people
have
to-
their health benefits.
And you just tabled an ordinance that would have changed that.
We tabled it.
Tabled it indefinitely, and you specified.
We
Write that
are
down.
talking
Definitely,
about
definitely.
your abuse, not
This
their
is not abuse.
We're talking about your complete disregard
It's not
for the
abuse.
taxpayer.
The chief is not about abusing it, the PA is not doing anything that's abusive in Norm I. It's in the township code, you're reading and cherry picking things that don't pertain to the mayor, the chief, or the BA, don't pertain to 24-hour employees, don't pertain to any of
I need a
that.
motion on,
But, like I said, I don't
number
mind giving up the fringe benefit, but you should take it away from the
Thank you.
MUA, the health benefits.
I need a motion on, clerk, you want to take it? On number 9, please? Is there anyone who wants to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay,
Motion was made for item number 9 by Councilman Bradley, seconded by Councilman Iverson. Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Sekozy?
I'll vote last, please.
Councilman Coleman?
No.
Councilman Aber?
No.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
No.
And Council President Sekozy?
Yes.
Moving on to item number 10 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, vacating the public right and interest in a portion of Germania Court between Route 37 West and Wren Place, and acceptance of a dedication for an extension of Wren Place in the Township of Toms River, Block 509.01, Lots 16, 18, and Block 509.02, Lots 1 and 2, pursuant to the Township Code, Chapter 448, Street Vacation Procedures. This is a final reading, so, again, public comment is required.
Is there anyone in the audience that has a statement or a comment on number 10 on the agenda? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public comment.
Motion to close public comment. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none? Okay, does any council members have any comments on this or opinions? I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to move it.
I'll second it.
Motion to approve was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Sekozy?
I'll vote at the end again.
Okay. Councilman Coleman?
I abstain.
Councilman Aber?
I also abstain.
Councilwoman O'Toole? And Council President Sekozy?
Okay, I'll try to keep this brief, but this project has been in the works for a couple of years, and before the majority of this council, this was also in the works with the street vacation. A lot of time and effort on the planning board and all the departments of the state, the county, the township. It got all the approvals, and I was told, so it's hearsay, that there was only one person that had questions about this application at the planning board, or was it the zoning board? I totally forget. So this is a great thing for Toms River. The tax revenue is going to be a minimum of $250,000 a year. That area of 37 West with the new exits and entrances on 37 and the buffer to the homeowners there, and needless to say that it's going to create jobs in Toms River, and they're well-deserving jobs at Wawa. We know what a good job that Wawa does, and for other reasons, I'm voting yes on this, and it's going to be great for our town. So I thank the council members, and I'm sorry about the other council members that had to abstain from this. So thank you. All right.
Okay, moving on to item number 11. That is a resolution of the governing body, Township Council, of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, for certification of the annual audit for the year 2025.
Okay, so do we have to open this up to the public? Nothing, right? Correct. Okay. So is there any council members that need to know anything or have an opinion about this?
I just had one question. I see that on this special emergency authorization, in 2024 it was 500,000, and in 2025 it's 3.25 million. I wanted to know why, 2.7 million, I just wanted some
Yeah,
kind of
and it-
explanation, that's all.
It didn't change where it is, we're late in the year, right? So we're, if you follow, I mean, whatever the temporary was at that moment in time, or whatever it is now, has to do with where you're at in the year. Right, we're about to pass the other budget, right? So we're like very deep in the weeds here.
I'm not following. I don't understand.
It was the emergency resolution
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
oh, and a law,
Could
right?
you come forward?
I'm sorry, I should just let Dottie take care of it, she's so out of it.
It was the emergency.
Just state your name for the record,
Dottie Gallagher,
okay, and your position here in town?
CFO.
Okay, thank you.
So we had emergency resolution for a lawsuit and accumulated absence. And so that's that deferred charge.
And we voted on that.
Yes,
correct?
we did.
Right, but you gotta pay for it, right?
Okay.
You
So
gotta pay.
that's to be raised in this year's budget.
So,
So
Council,
that was actually payout for people that actually retired or something like that?
no, well, there was one of those, that was one of those, but there was also Kelleher with the, taking the property up on Route 9 and the invasion.
That was
Comment,
Put
they-
money into that.
Yeah. So it was, some of it is a government thing, some of it is a buyout, right?
So it's a
Am I correct?
Accumulated absence.
Accumulated absences, buyout, right?
That's what I wanted to know, why it was 500,000, that was
The
3.
500,000 was the prior years. I'm
Right.
not sure what that deferred charge was from.
Right, depends on the year, that's what I was trying to
This is
say.
from 24 to 25, so that's what's going, it's a big,
All right,
it's 5 times, that's all.
So the resolution for the emergency is over 3 million,
So that probably
So that's
the majority of
what it
it.
is.
I just was questioning, when I saw it, you're talking five-fold jump there. It's a lot.
Okay,
You'll see
that explains
was
everything.
This year.
It
Okay,
is,
thank you.
By law.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Entertain a motion?
Motion to move 11.
I'll second it. Motion to approve item 11 was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Sakoji?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
We're going to move on to the consent agenda. Does any council people have anything that they want to pull off this or discuss? Is the audience? Is there anyone in the audience that want to discuss anything on the consent agenda, A through K? Seeing none? All right, so make a motion.
Motion to approve the consent agenda. I'll second it.
Motion to approve.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes, and then seconded by Councilman Iverson.
Correct.
So motion to approve the entire balance of the consent agenda was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Council Vice President Iverson. Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Sakoji?
Yes.
Councilwoman Aber?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
Moving on to item number 13, the reports.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion to approve the reports was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Sakoji?
I'm just going over the numbers real quick. So it's, our golf course is knocking them out long drive, so they're doing well. So everybody that's involved with Bay League, thank you very much. So I vote yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Yes.
Moving on to the bills.
Anyone have anything to say about the bills or,
Yes, I do. PO number 26-02071, Shore Media and Marketing LLC. This is Roderick's personal newspaper that he's using to personally attack us and to campaign, and we're paying for it. So I vote no to PO 26-02071, Shore Media and Marketing LLC.
Okay, so we still needed a motion to,
Before we move the bills, could I just say something, Mr. Chitose? It's really for everybody's benefit. So the township advertises all its summer programs, all of its golf course, all that stuff in 3 media outlets. If you decide that you're not going to pay for advertising that we've already run, and you're going to do that because you don't like the story that somebody ran, that would be a big problem. It would be a civil rights lawsuit. It's a First Amendment lawsuit. It's a big issue. The township attorney has told this to you guys publicly, privately. We've had multiple attorneys explain this to you, that if someone...
Then stop printing the lies, Roderick.
I don't print the story.
No, he interrupts whenever he's telling lies, when his voice is lit. From now on, I'm going to refer to Roderick as the worst thing that ever happened to Tom Drury. That's how I'm going to refer to him.
Now the words you're bringing, you're going to clap. So again, you can't not pay advertising
We're not
that
going
was...
to pay for something when someone is slandering us personally because you wrote the stories.
I can't believe...
Oh, you cannot believe it. I just can't believe you can't.
Borderline, it's official misconduct. Go ahead.
Well, don't do it.
Don't go for
Every
it.
accusation
You're on the record.
Roderick.
You're on the record saying it. Go ahead.
The worst.
You're on the record.
we need a
You're on the
second,
record.
please.
Look up what happened.
Gentlemen,
Gentlemen,
Mayor, Vice Chair, that's it. Thank you.
Dave, I would-
Thank you.
Okay. I would be there.
Is there a second?
so we need a motion though, no one motioned.
Mr. Iverson, motion.
I'll second it.
Motion to move the balance, other than Shore Media. Anybody else? Okay. Shore Media?
Yeah.
Hold on, one,
They printed stuff about all of us, or should I say, he has printed stuff about all of us.
Okay.
There's other medias you could use that are honest.
We do use all of them. We post advertising in all of them.
You're aware how the First Amendment works, right?
Okay, roll.
all right. Then we need,
You're allowed to lie and slander people?
motion was made by
That's the
Councilman
First
Iverson.
Amendment. So he just admitted, your lawyer just admitted that you're allowed to lie and slander people.
No, he didn't say it.
Oh, you did, you did. You said, yes, Jonathan, did you? He just did. He just did. Thank you,
The
guys.
first thing that
Gentlemen,
allows a
Roll call,
newspaper to
please.
add things about.
Roll call.
We're in
Motion.
politics. They're gonna write bad stuff about you. Doesn't mean that
You're the one who
doesn't
writes
mean
it,
that you're
Robert.
paying for the
I mean, the worst,
advertising after.
I mean, the worst thing that ever happened to Tom River, that's how I'll refer to you from now on.
That's fine, Tom.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
Clerk, roll call, please.
can we start over, please? A motion was made by Council Vice President Iverson.
Second by Councilman Bradley.
Can you repeat that, Vice President Iverson?
Yes to the bills.
Yes to the bills, no to PO 26-02071, Shore Media and Marketing LLC.
Councilman Bradley?
Did you like the stories?
Yes to the balance of the bills excluding Shore Media and Marketing.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Zakoji?
I'm gonna vote last, please.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
I have to, abstain from PO number 26-02127, PO number 26-02232.
It was confusing. What's the motion on the floor, Steve?
The motion?
I'm sorry. I think you have a couple things going on at once, right?
It's approval of the bills, and the council people chose not to vote on Shore Media.
But then you'd have to separate that out and have a vote on both separately, right?
No,
Yeah, I'm just telling you, you guys
From a
are...
procedural, I think from a procedural perspective, this is awkward.
Yeah.
What you need to do is, you need to pull out the bill.
That you
and then
want
can
all
vote
votes
on that bill, and then you can vote on the balance.
That's what they said. Yes,
No,
on
because
the
you're,
balance.
because now what you're doing is you're making everyone on the dais vote for the balance minus
Yeah.
the bill.
Just have
So
a
they
vote
don't have
on
an
the
option,
the bill you
they don't
want.
have an option to pay.
Okay.
But that means you need a, maybe we start over, right? You need a motion and a second to poll Shore Media, correct?
Yeah.
That's what you would need. So you need, if that's what you want to do, you need a motion and a second for that.
But we never did this before.
Yes, we have, Dave. I'm only trying to help here. If you don't want me to help, I won't.
Just think about it logically, if we vote on it the way it is, then you're requiring everyone,
It just can't be
for the
done.
bill to vote on the bill that's minus Shore Media.
You gotta move, you gotta have it separate.
All right, so we're gonna start over. So
Start.
we're going to just,
Someone make a motion to withdraw the Shore Media.
Motion to pull PO 260207, Shore Media and Marketing.
Okay. That motion was to pull the PO for Shore Media Marketing made by Council Vice President Nivison. And we need a second for that.
You are opening the township up to legal action if you don't pay this bill.
Good.
I will second that, Steve.
Okay. Council Vice President Iverson, to pull that bill. Councilman Bradley to pull that bill.
It's not just the town, it's yourself.
And now we all vote?
Yeah, no, we voted, yeah.
Councilman Bradley? Yes, to pulling it. Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
No.
Councilman Coleman?
No.
Councilman Aber?
No.
Councilman Sikosi?
all this could stop. What I believe is, this falls under a certain amount of, a dollar amount. You can correct me, you can tell me if I'm wrong. So the mayor can do certain things without the council, township council, on a certain dollar amount. $53,000. So, I don't want to speak for the other council people, but the problem that we have with this is it's only one-sided. If this the news, it would give the opposing side the equal amount of time on their newsletter or the internet or whatever they do, and they reached out to us and said, all right, this is what the administration says. What do you have? It's like the State of the Union.
Council President?
Yes.
With all due respect, I sympathize with your frustration, but legally, there's a constitutional right not to protect who wants to bring it. You don't have to
But
both
it's,
sides.
it's,
That's why
no, but
We just need to vote based on who's pretty bad stuff about your family.
If you're worried that, if Council Vice President is worried that it's slanderous, which he should read New York Times, he should read New York Times v. Sullivan, which shows that the standard for slander and
No, but you're not paying, you're paying, stop. You're paying for advertising. We advertise in Jersey, we advertise in 3 different
Stop,
places.
please, let me finish. It's my time.
I have tried, Jonathan. I have tried and been stopped at every
Because it's
level.
illegal.
No, because he's got people in every step of the way.
Oh, God.
Okay, all right.
Now, he doesn't have people at the prosecutor's office? Okay.
Okay.
You haven't been down there, Jonathan.
Okay, let me finish, please.
You say some crazy shit.
Oh, I know, right?
So the problem is, he's saying freedom of the press. Of course, everyone agrees with the freedom of the press. But we're paying the press to advertise. We're paying them from the town. It's not freedom, they're being directed. So personally, I wouldn't have a problem if we had the opportunity for a rebuttal. That's all I'm asking.
The advertising doesn't give you a right to write anything, doesn't give you a right to a rebuttal, it doesn't give you a right to advertising. And we paid for the we commissioned the advertising, We're required under the state law to pay our bills.
I understand.
Right, and if you try to hurt somebody because of their speech, you're gonna get sued personally, you're gonna get the town sued, and it's a First Amendment lawsuit, it's a very expensive lawsuit.
I understand.
We have no problem with the advertising, it's the lying letters that
You
you have
can't
to
not
print.
pay for the advertising because you don't like what somebody writes. It's not legal, you've been advised of that, I'm done advising,
Okay.
the lawyer's done advising.
All for the
Have the vote, Tom,
advertising.
have the vote.
We're all for the advertising,
Have the vote.
we're just not for the lie-filled.
If you're for the advertising, pay for the advertising, Tom, before you get sued and you get us sued after the stupid things you just said.
Yeah.
Which is you don't want to pay him because you don't like what he writes in the news. That's a dumb thing to say. You continue to say foolish things that are going to get this town sued
Accusation.
over and over and over again.
Commission.
The last council meeting, you said some crazy stuff
All right,
about a
thank you.
shooting range that's opening that was all
May I
false.
finish?
All false.
Please?
And you're gonna get us sued by the shooting range as well. You keep saying dumb things on the dais, you have to behave responsibly, you're an elected official. You're an elected official, you have to listen to the lawyer and stop saying stupid
Keep going
things.
with your crazy stuff.
Mayor.
Keep going, Dan.
You're saying dumb things now.
Thank you. So, this is my personal belief, all right? I want a rebuttal. That's all I'm asking. You know, if he wants to keep this, that's fine. But we need, it's in fairness. So if that's not going to happen, then I'm going to vote yes, not to pay the bill.
That's how the voters were taking it right now.
I'm hoping that we can settle this in a decent manner with the gentleman behind this Shore News Network, and he would give us an opportunity to rebuttal him. If he prints, that's fine what he does, but he has to give us the opportunity to respond. That's all. That's all we're saying. We're not trying to take the money away from him, but it's got to be fair. We are paying him. So, that's it. Thank you.
So
Did you get that?
your vote was to pull that PO? And-
Correct.
And can you say your vote one more time?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
To pull it, and then you should have to vote on it, like we're doing this. Basically, what we normally do is say, hey, I want to pull such and such, and we hold a separate vote. Right, that's what we normally do, and that's what I was trying to say from the get-go. I'm not exactly sure what just happened. I think you had a vote to pull, or...
That motion was a
But you
vote.
still have to vote whether you're paying it or not. But I'll say one last time, you're paying for advertisement that's already been run. We give money to the Asbury Park Press. We pay money to the Tom's River Times, the Shore Beat, Shore News Network.
Okay.
Almost every paper, you cannot not pay somebody who rendered
But
services
there's
because you
a
don't
difference.
like what they write in the
There's a
news.
difference.
You're not allowed to do that. It's illegal. You've been advised.
You know you're gonna pay him anyway.
We're not paying the
No, I
other
can't
news
pay them
outlets.
anyway.
We're not paying the other news outlets. That's the difference.
You're not gonna pay them either?
Yeah, we're gonna pay them, we're not paying them.
Oh my
For
God.
advertising, okay? That's
So-
my piece. Go ahead.
All right.
On to the next, the
We're-
approval of the bills.
Yeah, so we're moving on. So we're going to do two more motions on the bills. The first is to approve the balance of the bill list minus PO 26-02071 to Shore Media. That's the balance. And then we'll vote on the bill separately. So this is a motion to approve the balance that we need.
You need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Do you get that?
Motion was made by Councilman Bradley, seconded by Councilman...
No, Eugene.
Sorry.
And second by...
By Council Vice President Iverson. Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Council President Zakozy.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman.
I just want to be clear, we're voting on
The
The remainder of the bills.
of the bill.
minus the Shore News.
Minus me, that's, then I vote yes.
Councilman Haber.
Should I repeat the?
Yeah.
Yes, I already said. All right, now I'm going to abstain from PO number 26-02127, PO number 26-02232, and PO number 26-02231. And yes, to all the others.
And Councilwoman O'Toole. Okay. Now we would, since we pulled that, and Jonathan, if you're,
We already voted on it.
you voted to pull it off so we could vote on the bill.
Okay.
Not paid.
So this is just a vote for PO 26-02071.
Council President.
Yes.
I would just like, without obviously all the chaos associated with him yelling on me, I'd like 1 more minute to explain that we pay,
Motion to move.
1 minute.
thank you. So we pay out bills to almost every news outlet. Asbury Park Press, for example, writes negative stories about me all the time. I have stories written negatively about me from other networks. We still pay the bill for the advertising. The right to be paid is guaranteed under state law if somebody renders a service. That's one. So you could ask the CFO, they will get a judgment against us. Second part of this, had I ever said, I'm not going to pay the Asbury Park Press because I didn't like what they wrote, I would open myself up to a First Amendment lawsuit and the tag. So what you are doing right now, if you vote down this bill, you're not paying somebody who, number one, is going to get a judgment because they have a valid bill. 2, you're voting it down because you don't like what they say, which is a violation of that newspaper's right to say what they want to say.
Everyone knows you write the articles.
First Amendment.
He interrupts, he's lying, everyone knows he writes the articles. I'm not gonna let him sit there.
I don't know why
He's trying to scare everybody. Don't be scared, stand your ground. He's lying again. Every
Mayor,
accusation is a
finish up.
confession.
Finish up.
Okay, so again, you were advised of this date, and then you also
Understand you.
You understand? Okay, good, thank you. As long as it was very clear to everybody, I know Tom spoke over.
But when you say the Asbury Park Press, they always give you an opportunity to comment. Everybody else does. The patch, they get you.
No, not always. Not always, that's not true.
All right.
That's not true at all. I don't always get an
But
opportunity.
you have the opportunity.
But even if it's unrelated to
You
the
don't have the
advertising,
opportunity.
it's unrelated to the advertising. You pay for advertising, you're not paying for news, you're paying
Mayor,
for
you made your
advertising.
point. Thank you.
You're gonna get a suit, but, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we need a motion on that bill so we can move on.
Okay. Who wants to?
Motion to move,
Motion to pay or to not pay?
to not pay.
May I just ask one question, please? Council President?
Go ahead.
It's not a motion to not pay.
No, the motion to pay, you vote no.
You vote no. So,
I know you think you're an expert, Tom, here, but you gotta shut up and listen to the clerk. Thank you. Clerk, tell them what the motion is that they
The
need.
one who said it, not me.
You're an idiot.
Okay, stop.
Okay,
Stop,
all
Mayor.
right. So the motion, we pulled it from the balance, we pulled that PO from the balance, so it's a motion to pay 2602-071, to pay.
Okay.
So you're voting on it separate, to pay.
Okay.
So now we need a motion to pay that PO.
No, you don't, we're just voting on the bill. I don't, right? You just vote on the bill. You don't need another motion, just vote on the bill.
On the bill?
Right.
Yes.
So you just call roll
Okay.
for the bill.
Councilwoman O'Toole to pay the bill.
Yes, yes.
Councilman Graff.
No.
Councilman Bianchini.
No.
Councilman Nyerson.
No.
Councilman Sikoji.
I'll vote at the end.
Councilman Coleman.
Again, I just one question. Is this to pay a bill for services already rendered?
Yes.
Or is this something for the future?
Yes, pay services already rendered.
Already rendered, then obviously, we have to pay it.
Oh, yeah.
Those services are already rendered, it's over. Yeah, I'll vote yes.
Councilman Aber.
Yes.
And Council President Sikoji.
No. Okay, so where are we on now? Public comments?
Yes.
Okay. All right, is there anyone that has any comments or any questions? Come up. Yes.
It's very interesting to me that Stephanie Cronin, I live in Barnegat. I am a reporter for the Jersey Shore Online, which is the Tom's River Times. And while we were sitting here, the mayor was so kind to text me a letter with false information that he is saying a story I wrote is fake news. Interestingly enough, it was about the shooting range. The story was extremely well researched. The mayor was texted for comment. And interestingly enough, he didn't like the story. So what he did is he canceled advertising.
That's false. That's false. And not only that, if you lie around the evidence, I am going to sue your paper. I did not cancel after you wrote your false story. That is a lie. That is a lie. In writing, it is a lie. There is a record of it, and if you don't retract it, Stephanie, I'm going to sue you personally, and I'm going to sue your paper. You are not going to get up here and lie. People were not going to be drinking and shooting guns. That was a lie, a liberal lefty lie. Another liberal lefty lie, and I did not cancel advertising with you after you wrote your article. It's in writing.
Mayor,
it's
you're
right
out of
here.
order.
It's right here. When we told him we didn't have advertising for May was weeks before your article. So that is an absolute lie. It is an absolute lie. And if you don't retract it now, I'm going to sue you personally. Are you going to retract it?
No.
Are you going to retract it?
Don't answer the finish.
Are you going to retract it?
Mayor, she's not going to answer. She doesn't have to. Let her finish, please.
She should retract it. I'm going to sue your paper. I did not stop advertising.
All of this is done in writing.
Exactly.
I was text messaging
Exactly.
with him and asked him about.
Right, when was, when?
Okay.
Right.
I
Liar.
don't remember that Mr. Madison commented on that. because
Right.
I went and had all the documentation.
Right, well, everybody's gonna know about how false your story was, because it's going out in the township letter.
Okay.
And I did not cancel, and I did not cancel, and I did not cancel advertising after you wrote that story. A month beforehand, I told them we were going on hold for the month of May.
Everyone, please be quiet, or we're going to
Liar, if you don't retract it, I'm going to sue you.
I am going to read you my conversation with the mayor.
You can read it, but I wanna know when I canceled advertising. You gonna read that? Are you gonna read that?
Mayor!
No, I'm not, you're not gonna yell at me.
All of a sudden, when the shoe is over the other foot,
No, I'm not,
you
I'm
have a big
tired,
problem.
I'm tired of you people lying, and you see, he laughs. I'm tired of the staged lies and the nonsense. Tired of it. Tired of the staged lies and nonsense.
We're going to stay here all night.
We can stay here all night.
Finishes.
We can stay here all night.
Finishes.
Okay. Okay, as I started to say, I contacted the mayor for a comment after former Mayor Mark Nutter brought up the issue. I was unfamiliar with it. I got all the documentations. I wrote a very well-documented research article. As a courtesy, I did not contact any of you because ultimately you're the arbiters of the ABC. I didn't feel it was correct to contact you. I didn't want to be put in a position. I contacted the mayor. And the mayor's response to me was to argue with me that Mark Nutter is a has-been and all this other stuff, and what am I doing this? And I said, Mayor, I wasn't expecting a political answer. I mean, I can go to my phone and read it, because this is quite extensive. After that, while he was conversing with me, I said, he says, this was approved a year ago. I said, I'm writing this story because the construction is going on now. It was brought to my attention. As a journalist, it's important for me to do what is the record. And that's why I did it. When the mayor read the article, he doesn't pick up our paper. As you know, he took it out of town hall where it had been for many years. When the mayor read the article, he was furious. Told me he managed to get the other two female reporters, and I am going to mention that they are female and I am obviously female, because I may have a cause of action.
Female, you could give a cause of action to write false stories.
Okay? There is nothing false about my story. He claims that I said that it says it in the story. I do not believe you ever bothered to read it.
It's a separate building. You said people were going to be shooting and doing shots. You lied. You said people were going to be shooting and doing shots, and it's a separate building. It's a separate building. The separate building was a false story, but it had nothing to do with what you're talking about. Thank you, David. Good night.
The mayor has a habit of attacking
Is the coward leaving?
Okay?
See you later, coward.
It's not
Oh, he's
coward.
staying.
You have your clout here. It's
Yeah, well, come on, coward, stay. I'm sorry. I called him coward. I meant to say the worst thing that ever happened to Tom.
You wouldn't know what courage is, but it's smack in the face, Tom.
Go ahead.
Tom, you're like a wife beater.
Ladies
You don't know
and
what courage is.
gentlemen, please.
The only coward is you. This police department of Vouchers has arrested you how many times?
Mayor, stop.
You're a coward? There's nobody out there with bigger guts than me, and you know that for sure. But look at the crowd. This is like a clump of coconuts here.
I have no vested interest in your town.
You lied about the advertisement.
Okay? I have the letter, and
You lied about the
also have
advertisement.
letter where the mayor referred to me in very derogatory curse words to my publisher, hoping to embarrass me. And I instead am embarrassed that you guys live through this every day.
You wrote a
And
false story.
I do not allow anyone to bully me.
You wrote a false story that said people were going to do shots and shoot guns. It was completely and totally false. The title was false. It was a liberal hit piece. It was false. And I know Tom said he doesn't like guns after Mark Mutter got up here, but everybody has a right to shoot their gun if they want to shoot their gun, and they can go to a range. And you lied and said people were going to drink.
That's why he won't shut
They
up.
were going to drink, do shots, and shoot guns. That was a lie.
That
was a lie.
I cannot help but wonder if I need to investigate this a little bit.
Investigate further.
To see if perhaps there's something else that made the mayor.
Go ahead.
upset.
But if you don't retract saying that I canceled advertising, which was a lie, because of your story, I am going to sue you in your paper.
Okay, everybody's getting sued.
I have it.
Are you going to retract that statement?
What about the freedom of the press?
Yeah. You have the right to tell the truth, right? But you can also be slandered. Right. Notice how she walked away. You were here for my attorney.
The coward cut the video feed again. Thanks, coward. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, the worst thing that ever
You
happened
stage
to
a
Tom.
circus every meeting.
Okay, sir.
You stage a circus with never.
So,
Tom,
wait,
Councilman,
the coward's leaving.
let him get out of here.
Wait, the coward's leaving. I mean, I meant to say the worst thing that ever happened to Tom Turner, not the coward.
Hey, I spoke with the new mayor. You heard?
All right, let's
Wow.
get some decorum back, please.
So first and foremost, boys, Dave and Harry. Remember what we said if the fee was cut today? What was going to happen? He stayed a little later, but the fee is cut. So that means
I talked to the,
wait.
I talked to that guy before the meeting about the feed.
Yes.
And he said, the mayor
So this
cuts
is what
it, he cuts it.
So this is what he keeps saying, that he's going to sue everybody, right? I'm going to sue the township, I'm going to sue him, and I'm going to sue you guys personally because one, I keep coming here, the name Conan is getting ridiculous to the point, a lot of people are offended out there, not here, outside. People that I speak every day, my neighbors, they can't believe that you guys are speaking to regular people the way you guys are.
Carlos,
Now-
Carlos, we're not speaking to any of the regular people
I know.
like you're insinuating. We speak to the most despicable person.
I know.
And you could aim your things at the council people who follow his lead and do his dirty work. Don't point that at us. We are for you and your people, and you know that.
I know, Tom.
We're for all these people.
But once again, you guys are wasting. And
What can we do?
And I'm sorry that I gotta say you guys, but
You got any
you
good
guys
ideas? We're
are
open
wasting
to
a lot of money.
suggestions.
You know, I'm ready to campaign and look for a new mayor. I really want to see who's going to be stepping up. Personally, I spoke with a few people that are willing to step up. And that means, sir, change are coming. And if you're not willing to step up for a ward, once again, you gave me your word, you're going to look up into it. Your word ain't shit. I'm sorry. That's,
Please.
I know. I'm sorry that it's going like that. You can look at me any way. Everybody knows. My mouth, I speak what I think is, what I see and what I think should be done. Sir, you just gave your car out, and you know I respect you. Have respect for you personally. But him using his vehicle and you co-signing for it, that's what he kept using. That's why you gave your vehicle up, you gave his vehicle up now. Oh, up the Indians. But remember, you guys are here, everyone is working here for something. Nobody's doing it for free.
We're not doing it for anything.
Everyone is getting something.
Nobody here is getting anything, not these four.
We all do. Because even myself, I come here for something.
We're not here for anything. We have nobody that works for the town. We don't want anything but the good for the town. We're trying to stop the damage. That's why we're here. We're trying to stop the carnage that the worst thing that ever happened to Tom's River is perpetrating.
We're here for the
That's how we're
residents
responding
and for Tom's
from
River,
now on.
period.
That's
Period.
it.
Everything is possible because if I can do what I'm doing and I'm new to this, you guys can do a lot more. Now, I spoke with this attorney. Like I said, you guys got a problem with him? Get another one. Go directly to his boss and speak to his boss. Replace it. Why? Because we can't.
His boss is making money from the town.
His boss will put somebody else in.
No, his boss is Roderick. I mean, the worst thing that ever happened to Tom River.
Of course, this election, a lot of things are happening.
What else? Just wrap it up, please, Carlos.
This election, a lot of things happens.
We can't wait. Trust me. We can't wait.
But
It's coming. Find
But
somebody.
Harry, please,
Forget Harry.
this is the last
He bought and
time.
sold. Forget
You know-
Coleman. Forget O'Toole. Carlos, forget. You're wasting your breath on these guys. Harry's bought and sold. He was bought before he even stepped foot
I
up
know,
here.
but everything is possible. People can change. Because, I used to be one of the worst, and I changed, and I care about my reputation. So, the same thing, you might care about your reputation.
No, they don't. They could care less.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Carlos.
Carlos,
Next,
hey,
please.
Carlos, we do appreciate you. We do.
I love everyone in here, and I try to respect everyone, but it's like, what's the benefit that we're getting for our kids, of our future for our town?
Okay.
It will come. It will come
Yes.
when he is no longer here.
State your name and your address for the record, please.
Dana Terrell, Messenger Street.
Thank you.
I have two things. First of all, we're discussing all the cars. Mr. Coleman, greatly appreciated that you are no longer using the township car if it wasn't necessary. The other thing is though, I believe Mrs. Mazzaro, she has a township car that she drives to school board meetings, and she, I believe, works in the building department. Maybe Mr. Chabot can answer that for me, why she would have a car, being he is the business administrator. However, my bigger concern today is that the work that's going on Clifton and Bachelor. Because back in January and February of this year, Daniel Roderick, Jonathan Slonis, Jonathan Penny, and John Mealy denied that asbestos was in the soil of the property of Clifton and Bachelor on the record to the residents sitting in this room. Today we've seen an article saying that the health department found asbestos-containing materials, debris scattered throughout the site within the soil, both friable and non-friable. I personally was attacked by Mr. Roderick and Mr. Slonis for having proof from October mocking me, laughing at me. Well, I guess this most unfortunate joke is on them, literally, figuratively. So going back to that meeting at the end of January or the beginning of February, a resident questioned what was happening with the property. Mr. Roderick stated there were reports in their possession that stated no asbestos was found on the property. He then deferred to Township Attorney Jonathan Penny, who reiterated Mr. Roderick's statement, and then the two called upon the Township Engineer, Mr. John Mealy. He also supported both Mr. Roderick and Mr. Penny's statements of no asbestos being present. All three lied to the residents, and today, with proof otherwise, I'm demanding their resignation immediately, and if they don't, that the council do their due diligence in removing them from their positions. The lies that we have been told to the residents of Toms River and those neighbors and DPW workers have become more than speculation by those of us concerned for our friends, family, and neighbors. They have been proven true, again, which is why he's gone. With all the continued proof, facts, and exposure regarding Mr. Roderick and his administration, it is hard for me to understand why some can't see past their noses or their egos and still continue to follow him blindly to what most of us fear, the end of our Toms River. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
Hi, good evening. State your name and your address, please.
Angie Felton, 2482 Woodbine Lane, Thomasville, New Jersey. Mine is something completely different. I know that the planning board always, when someone is building something, and then they send it on to the council. But do the council get involved when a building or a company is trying to buy a mini mall or something like that?
No.
And the reason I'm saying this is because of the fact that a company bought the mini mall or the Stop and Shop was at in Lakewood. And with them buying that, the Stop and Shop ended up closing. And that affected a whole lot of people in that area. Lake Ridge, Green Pride, and all around, that's like about 4,000 or 5,000 people now. The seniors have to travel to Manchester, Brick, Toms River to shop. And I think that they should get more involved in looking at that, because now in that shopping plaza, almost all the stores are being closed, and the only thing that is coming in there is all kosher stores. And they did the same thing on Whitesfield Road. They bought that mini strip, moved all those businesses out, and now all you have is kosher stores in there. And that is misplacing a lot of places where we shop at. And I think we should pay more attention to that. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with all those little mini malls being kosher, just like we have in Lakewood and Jackson. So I know everybody look at all the bigger things around, but we in Toms River are being taken over little by little. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. Joanne Greenberg, 2931 Crestview Lane. Anyway, I was at a school board meeting, and what was wonderful, there was a couple of things I just want to comment on. I have the paper home. But what's wonderful is the way it was run. It was run seamlessly. It was run just the way I guess it's supposed to be run. But there was not the worst thing that ever happened to Toms River there. Right.
Okay. But these council meetings before 2 years ago were
that way,
except for one council person up here. But and as I recall, before I had the privilege of being councilman for Ward 4, and we only had maybe not even a dozen people here.
Right.
We never had the turmoil. We never had the yelling, the screaming.
Chaos.
Chaos is the perfect word. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay, because there's only two other things. One of the board members I happened to see afterwards, I didn't know her. And when I just mentioned the worst thing that happened at Toms River, she said that she's totally hated by that person because last year he didn't want her to win the election. She spent $900. He's had someone spend $60,000 and she lost the election. Also, in their papers, there's also incidents of our worst thing that ever happened and how he interacted in their chaos, and that no longer happens. So it was just interesting to know that the common denominator is what we already know. That's all.
Okay, thank you, and thanks for coming tonight. The brave lady, thank you. Good evening.
Hi. Julie Adam at 69 Cedar Grove Road. I want to just refer back to February 25th meeting about the police shortage, because the mayor at that time had said that there were 10 police spots that needed to be filled. And so I'm wondering, are we doing anything about this, or are they just going to be perpetually left empty?
The most I heard to answer that question is that they've been interviewing officers and they're ready to hire, and that's all I know. I know nothing else.
Because the way I see it is no police equals high accident rates equals no patrolling or traffic enforcement. and we have an excessive amount of accidents in town. In fact, last evening or supper time was an accident where a traffic signal went down at the intersection of Route 37 and Hooper Avenue. So traffic was having to be diverted with that. We have reckless driving going on all over town, and there's no enforcement, and there's no prevention happening. So all we have is a police force that just responds after the fact when an accident happens. And that's basically where people get killed or injured. That's what our police force is for now. And we also have this issue with bicyclists. Last week on Thursday, I was heading west on 571, where the Home Depot strip mall, there's a light there, and there's a development across from there. And the light was red, it turns green, and there was a bicyclist sitting there at that light, coming out of the development. He was going to head across where Home Depot is. And when the light went green, he was not supposed to go. He started riding across. He was a senior, and he started riding across, got about 3/4 of the way across these 5 or 6 lanes there. There were cars, several lanes coming east, and all of a sudden they have this bicyclist in front of them, and they have a green light. So people didn't know what to do. All of a sudden, he turns around, and I thought he was going to head back to the development, go across instead of finishing crossing. Instead, he decides that he's then going to veer into the traffic, those 3 lanes that are going east. He just went at an angle, and then finally went across towards the Home Depot. But what he did was extremely dangerous. He put himself at risk. He put the motorist at risk. And this is just one example. Every time I'm out on the road, I just see the most outrageous things going on. So the other thing I want to mention is that on Cedar Grove Road, we still have an issue with the 18-wheelers. In fact, Benjamin Moore, 18-wheelers are going on the street, Tuscan Dairy Farm, R&L carriers. None of them are making deliveries on the street. They're just using it as a shortcut and a through street. So somebody needs to address these 18-wheelers on the street. And the last thing I want to comment about is the rental COs and all these illegal rentals and just the decay that's happening in the town. And every time they're changing occupancy, and I can guarantee that they are not getting a new CO, which means that they are also not complying with state law to have a fire inspection to make sure that they have a working smoke alarm, fire extinguisher, and a carbon monoxide detector. And so that is mandated by the state. So there has to be a crackdown, and when the council made their, when they decimated the requirements for the rental CO, that's when we started seeing this decay happening. And I think you need to look at beefing up those requirements again, because it's just totally out of hand.
Thank you. Well, I just want to follow up on that, and this is strictly my opinion. I think these illegal rentals it's such a problem in our town, and it's changing our neighborhoods. I live off Brookside Drive, and just on my street alone, Ocean View, we have 5, to me, illegal rentals, and there's 8 to a dozen cars. The cars always change monthly, and they're not rentals. They're actually rooming houses now, and it's changing the character and the balance of our township with these rentals. With the children are innocent, but we don't have that balance anymore of when our children grow up and then they leave, and then, you know, with the school, I don't know how to explain it with, you know, with the tech, but now that balance is not balanced anymore. We just have a continuation of children from these rentals, and I don't have the answers, but what you said 2 years ago, when the majority of the council, they changed the the CO on these inspections, and we had real estate brokers come up here and testify, don't do this, you're going to really hurt the town and the value. So we're working on that too, but thank you for mentioning.
There is hope, Julie. Once we get rid of the worst thing that ever happened to Tom's River, we're going to restaff code enforcement. We're going to bring it back to the way it was.
Good evening. State your name and your street, please.
Irene Watson, Messenger Street.
Thank you.
Regarding what you're just talking about, there are federal laws being passed now that big businesses cannot buy homes and then rent them, because it's keeping the regular person, the regular families from buying their homes,
And raising the rents and,
Right.
yes.
So, and then they're able to pay top dollar, and then they rent it to maybe 5, 6, 8 individual adults that say, oh, well, the rent is $7,000 a month. Let's say, well, we're each paying $1,000 for it. But anyway, what I wanted to address was the park on Clifton and Bachelor. A little history here. This park was bought in 2023 by the town. At the time, it was Mayor Mohill. Matt McConna was the president of the town council. They decided to buy it. Now, on that property are 2 abandoned houses. One, maybe both, had asbestos in it. Asbestos in shingles, which is not harmful, but according to one picture that I saw, it had pipes wrapped with asbestos. Now, if the house is abandoned and it's not maintained, if it's owned by anyone, there are laws regarding it. These people who own houses like this can be fined. That this house is considered a nuisance, and that's just not a word. In other words, it could attract trespassers, it could attract vermin, and it's just going to be a dangerous situation. Now, if the town obtains or buys property, in this case the other property, they're under the Abandoned Properties Rehabilitation Act. The town must have a plan to rehabilitate the property. Now, this was bought 2 years ago, or more than 2 years ago, 23, by Mayor Mohill and the previous town council, actually bought by Tom's River. What was the plan? They had to have a plan to rehabilitate it. What was the plan? Now, everybody's complaining and yelling at Mayor Rogers because he has asbestos all over the place, but you have to look at the total picture. Both mayors are responsible for handling this property.
Let her finish and we can respond. Go ahead, please.
Both mayors are responsible. They had to have the property inspected. It says on the title there was asbestos in it. Anybody buys property, you have it inspected. So they left an abandoned house, a nuisance house, existing for 2023. I always thought that was privately owned until all this came to a head. That property should have been taken care of within a reasonable length of time, and not when Mayor Rogers started to do something and, whoa, everybody's shouting asbestos.
I just want to interrupt.
Where the previous administration should have been handling it also.
Okay. All right.
So just,
Thank you.
let me just say something, so just so that you know, what you just said was totally false. Asbestos was there, they knew about it, but until you touch the asbestos shingles and they become friable, it's not dangerous. But when you do the demolition like they did and put the DPW and the public in harm's way, so you're conflicting what you're reading, you're getting,
There was
I'm a professional.
There was a picture of asbestos,
Okay, I have,
pipe wrapped in
I took the
asbestos.
pictures.
Now, good. And then the other thing is, it's an abandoned
It doesn't
house.
matter. It doesn't, as long as you don't touch it, it's fine.
It's
When
an
you start doing
abandoned house,
demolition,
and it's a nuisance.
let's see what the
Owned
state,
by the town,
Let's see what the
and it
state-
was just sat there.
the town, whether it was Roderick or Moe Hill, as long as they didn't touch it, it's fine. Before you do the demolition, you go in and do an asbestos abatement, and you remove all that professionally, and then you do the demolition. That's all we're saying. You just don't go doing it willy-nilly. Don't look at everybody. I know I'm a professional.
If private people own an abandoned house, that is a nuisance, they can
It wasn't abandoned. It wasn't
The town
abandoned.
It's not
owned it,
abandoned. We own
and
it.
nothing
Township
was
owns it.
happened
Township had a
to
plan.
it.
Okay,
We're gonna make a
Mrs.
motion.
Watson, thank you. Thank you.
Did mine-
Yeah,
I
motion.
have-
And what else?
You could take the asbestos equation out of it. It was still an abandoned house, and it was a nuisance. And this is what the town
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hi, I'm Ryan Gualberini, 1236 Raider Way. This is in regards of the live stream that's been going on for a couple months now, where the public comment gets cut during the time of Township Committee meeting. I think it's really unacceptable for everyone on the committee and Mayor Roderick to cut the feed during public comment. I think it's a coward's way out, and I would like an explanation why the other municipalities in New Jersey can live stream the whole entire committee meetings, but only Tom's River cuts off the live stream. I literally came here from my house to come here to talk about this right now and address this, because it is disrespectful to the people who are live streaming. There's over 388 people that are looking. These are 388 voters. These are 388 residents that deserve to see a whole meeting and see what's going on. It's not my fault that I have to work and can't be here every single time to look at this. And we can see everybody at the council looking at me right now. There's one person who's not here right now. And it's pretty obvious that we all know who this person might be to cut this feed. So it's pretty embarrassing that we can't keep a live feed going. And the excuses that some people on this dais give about a person being sick or someone's not showing up, it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. So I took the time from my house to come here right now to talk about this. So if anybody on the council would love to give me an explanation why the feed is not going, and this lovely gentleman over here, thank you for what you do, we'll record this so I can see this, but I would like an explanation right now for something.
Okay, Tom, don't answer. Let these two gentlemen answer right here. Go ahead, Councilman. Answer him.
I have no understanding why it's cut.
Okay, now what is your opinion? Do you think this feed should be on until to the end? So
can we turn it on right now?
Councilman
No,
Coleman.
they told them to go home. No,
You've been council president and
Yeah,
vice chair, and you never enforce these videos to be played.
So my
Not one
suggestion,
time.
is there's a lot of you and only
and
one
you
of
would
them.
never-
So
you would
can you
never
please get this rectified, because I think it's pretty easy to do.
We can't.
Prior to the
We
meeting.
tried. It's impossible because of the one person
Hey, stop.
Council President, I don't accept that answer. That is an easy way out.
Right,
That is
I
an easy
know.
way out.
So, okay, if you can explain to me, there's a great attorney standing right behind you, I'll do it. I've been trying. We've all been trying.
I spoke to the AI guy,
Before we started.
before, the IT guy, before tonight's meeting. I went into the room. I said, you have to leave the meeting on to the very end, to the very end. He said, I shut it off when he tells me to shut it off. He
That's
sent him a text.
embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
He sent him a text, it's off, he's
So,
out.
I just
you know
want to let
why
you
he
know.
does that? Because the gentleman will lose his job.
Well, I mean, isn't
He
it
will
on
lose his
you?
job.
Understood. But isn't it on all of you to do your duty and to not let that happen? Like, again, it's your responsibility to keep this going. And I understand where you're coming from. It's very difficult. Let me just finish and I can just say, it's the easy way out of saying this right now. It is a very simple thing to do, and I just don't like that answer at all. That's just not what I wanted to hear.
Well,
Well,
we
you said
want it
something
on,
interesting.
and we want you to be heard, and we want everybody to see public comment, because that is the most important thing of the meeting.
He doesn't want
So,
the media to see what people actually think of it.
It's pretty obvious.
You know, obviously.
Understood. So,
honestly, there's nothing that we can do. There's nothing that we can physically do.
We could change the venue, maybe go to High School North.
So,
That's all I have to say. So I'm gonna go back to my house now, so I can't wait to see you post so we can all see this in a little bit. But that's it, so I'm gonna go back to my house now. Thank you so much.
thank you for coming, sir. Thank you. Yes. Good evening. State your name for the record, please.
Good evening, Mr. President, also members of the council. My name is Robert Shea, attorney in the area. Shea Associates, our office represents the interest of the Ocean County Sports Complex that has seemed to have been named bandied around for the last several meetings. We represent Mr. Michael J. Wright, who is also representative of Michael J. Wright Construction. I have in my hand an article that I had the unfortunate obligation to read that came out last week regarding my client's property. They're currently the owners of the property that's currently under renovation at the intersection of Bishop Boulevard and Hooper Avenue. My client, just so it's clear, wanted really to clear the air with the council because of some of the misrepresentations and misstatements contained in this article. We'll have an opportunity at another day to have a chat with the reporter and also the publisher regarding the contents of the article. That's a whole separate issue. But my client wanted to make sure that the council is fully aware that this application process itself has gone through probably the last 2 years. Application before the planning board, application before the various agencies, the DEP, the Ocean County Planning. Every administrative element that put their fingers on this particular application had an opportunity to say something about it. We all know that parcel of property has been a disgusting sight, to say the least, over the last 20 years. Since, unfortunately, when Mrs. Biamatti had it years and years ago, it was a very good restaurant, but it's really fallen into disrepair. Mr. Wright, public record, paid almost $4.5 million for that piece of property. He probably is anticipating putting another $10 million into that property, a significant investment into this town. And he's a public citizen, he's not a politician. If somebody defames his company or defames what he's attempting to do over there, he has every right to take whatever steps are necessary, and very frankly, they're contemplating. But the fact of the matter is that the liquor license that's associated, he paid in a bidding situation for this township close to $800,000 for that license, among other bidders that were present. That's the license that has been cited in this location. This site consists of 5 independent buildings, a restaurant, independent, a shooting range, independent. The allegation or the inference contained in this article that there's going to be shots and pistol range in the same building is just ludicrous. And very frankly, I find it a little bit telling that the reporter evidently indicated that she did significant research. Because my name is all over the resolutions that have been adopted by this board, all over every application that has been sent to the ABC, all over every application that was sent to the Ocean County Planning Board and the like. And nobody has called my office. Nobody has called Mr. Wright's office to find out what's going on at that site, how much money he's investing in this town. What they did do is speak to Mr. Mutter, who God knows how he got involved in, and how he even became associated with that particular article. And then on top of that, certain other comments that were made by council. So the bottom line of the whole thing is that as far as the ABC is concerned, we have gone through the entire process. Actually, there was an item on the agenda tonight for expansion. The expansion is for the golf range. There's going to be a lounge on the second floor of the golf range, along with the restaurant. It is absolutely ludicrous to even infer, as this article says, that shooting guns and doing shots infers that there's liquor being served at the shooting range. And my client adamantly resents that. And the fact of the matter is that's completely untrue and a factual misrepresentation of what's been taking place.
Council, one question I want to ask.
Sure.
You guys actually met with the ATF as well, correct?
In order to open this facility, you have to get ATF permits. It has to be inspected by the state police. It has to be inspected by the DEP because of the fire and ammunition that's involved and the potential for contamination and the like. So all those questions, unfortunately, were never asked by anyone. Never picked a phone to call my office, certainly. And in fact, I advertise in this paper and I pay my bills very regularly. So I'm extremely disappointed in the newspaper. I'm extremely disappointed in the representations by Mr. Mutter
in this particular part. And as I indicated before, my client's a private citizen. He can do anything he wants as it relates to any type of perceived defamation or libel. And an individual who's investing $17 to $20 million into a project in this town, probably one of the highest single amount of investment that has come along in quite some time, is going to look at any kind of comment like that very, very seriously. I just want to make sure that the council is aware of our position.
And I gotta thank you for coming here and saying that, because I had a lot of people calling me up.
The first we heard of it was the night Mark Meyer came up. Oh, that's the first we had heard anything about it. And our first thought was, it just didn't sound, it didn't pass the litmus test. Had you come up that day and spoke just like you did tonight,
I wish
everything would have been different.
I wish I was here.
Yeah.
And in fact,
So-
again, in respect to the council, my client instructed me to come here tonight to explain that every scintilla of licensing that's required in the state of New Jersey is going to be comported.
And tell
Hopefully it's
Michael
gonna be
that we
tremendous
understand
success.
now.
We invite everybody,
Thank you.
even Mr. Mudge to come here and perhaps enjoy the festivities on the site.
You cleared the air, thanks, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in this evening. Thank you.
Okay, that's
Okay.
one quick.
All right, go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
Joanne Greenberg, 2931 Crestview Lane. Two things. One is, as far as the live feed getting cut, can it be said in the press that this happened so that people can at least...
Everyone knows about it.
And it doesn't matter.
No, it
That's
doesn't
what you
matter.
do. He wouldn't care. All right, the other thing is, all of you, thank you for what you do, for the, as much as you try, we appreciate it. Councilman Coleman, thank you for going to the different events, for ribbon cutting. I was a little concerned because the other council members said they never hear anything about that. Is there any way that that can be put out there so that everybody is aware of it and that Tom's River can be represented even more fully?
We get an email.
Yeah, they send emails out.
Yeah.
But a lot of times these people are working during the daytime when they...
Clint works full-time, I work full-time.
I'm not saying that.
I've been to ribbon cuts
I didn't
when I
think-
can.
It was
Thank you.
stated last time that not everybody hears about it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Whether you could go or not, that's a whole nother issue.
They send them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Nate, Paul Williams, Wall Street. A couple of things. And I want to begin, and I want to go back to the issue about paying the bill for sure, whatever it is, sure news network. I loathe the idea of agreeing, remotely closely with Ms. McKenna. And I'm not agreeing with it yet. But I will say this. It's a slippery slope. It is. It's something that there should have been more conversation about. Okay? More intelligent, knowing conversation about, so that you're better informed. With that being said, none of you up there are going to be sued personally. You're covered by indemnification. As a municipal employee, you're covered. That's why our mayor does a lot of stuff that he does, because he doesn't care if he gets sued, because he's not going to be named and sued personally. Violations of our First Amendment rights all the time, retaliation, the things that he says about the citizens when they come up here to have public comment, all clear violations of the First Amendment. But what do you do about it? As a citizen, do you want to invest the time and the energy and try to litigate this in federal court and those things? No, we generally don't. But it is absolutely clearly a violation of our First Amendment rights for the things that he says and does to the citizenry. Okay? With that being said, rest assured, I'm not giving you legal advice, but rest assured, I don't think that any of you are going to be named and sued personally. And if you do, so what? That's what you have insurance for. There's a policy that's going to cover you by indemnification. If any of our officers that are in the room have ever been sued, they know they're covered. They don't get sued personally. Nothing's going to come out of their pocket. Nobody's going to be able to do anything to them personally. It's covered. But then the other issue is about the YouTube live stream being cut. We happen to have our business administrator sitting in here, who certainly is a subordinate of our mayor, but he is the direct supervisor of our audiovisual person. Great person right there to ask and put on the spot for the question about what the hell's been going on. 4 months. And despite the resolutions that have been passed, I believe even when Mr. Coleman was the council president, that the videos are to be published, they're gonna stay up there, and they're not. Because we have a reckless individual who happens to be the mayor in this town, that does whatever the hell he wants, he doesn't care about being sued. That's the end of that. So, last thing, yes, and I appreciate that people do appreciate that I do what I do, and I come and I record. For example, you may have noticed I have a new device in front here. Just got it in the mail yesterday, about $1,000 of my own money. That device right there is a little over $600. And then some of the peripherals that go along with it, it's about $1,000. My own money, I don't get paid to do this, but this is what I do for our town. Because I understand how important it is. When I hear that this gentleman saw that the feed was down, he came over here to express his opinion about it. It's got to be frustrating, and I know that what I do is an invaluable service, but I shouldn't have to be doing it. But I'm going to keep doing it, because when I was asked, someone came and approached me and said, Paul, can you come back and start recording the meetings, because this is what the mayor's doing. Without a hesitation. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll start recording. I gave up a $2,000 gig tonight. I rescheduled it so that I could be here tonight. I rescheduled it to sometime next week. Over $2,000 I could have been making tonight for 4 hours of work. This is what I do.
Thank you.
This is what our business administrator is going to sit there, and I kind of like Drew. Personally, I think Drew's an all right guy. I just don't agree with the positions that he takes, and he's getting a hell of a paycheck right now, so I can't completely hate him, but I understand. But this is the gentleman that needs to be put on the spot and ask that very serious and annoying question.
I'm going to interrupt you, and you can direct that question to our business administrator.
So Drew, buddy, brother, what the F's going on?
I have no information on that.
You're the business administrator. This man is your subordinate. You, of course, are subordinate. The audiovisual gentleman, the IT guy. He's your subordinate. Of course, you're the subordinate to the mayor, but you got to man up. Because right is right, wrong is wrong, and I'm all about that life. I'm all about the right and the wrong, and it's a hard stop for me. You're the business administrator. I'm putting you on the spot directly now with the permission of the council president. From now on, sir, I don't want to see this. Or I'm going to have to see you some other time, all right? There's a parking lot outside.
All right, and thank you. No, but I'm going to follow up on that. We're going to have discussions going forward on this. Drew, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Chris Raymond, 111 Flag Street. Mr. Sikosi, you're my ward representative. It's myself and several other people that on October 3rd of this year called the DEP, well, I originally called the Township, and then called the DEP about what was going on at the corner of Bachelor and Clifford. Okay, the homes were not abandoned. This is Watson misspoke. The homes were actually being cut by a private landscaper. The Township at 23, Mr. Hill or Mayor Hill, the council had the foresight to buy the property. It was going to be used at that point as open space, and then it was going to become a park. It looks terrible, and my concern more so is not that it just looks terrible, is that it's 7 or 8 months down the road, and now they have these plastic sheets over half of the dirt, the other half is exposed. There's still these pipes, which according to this one gentleman I spoke to the other day working there, it's asbestos. So you're my ward guy, you got to do something. It was better when the houses were just standing. Now it looks, it's an eyesore, really.
Well, now it's an investigation and it's going to take some time.
What happened was, we really don't know what happened, but the mayor's not here, so I just don't want to say things. They tried to take shortcuts.
The engineer's been helpful. I talked to him.
But they tried to take shortcuts like in everything else, and it turned into a disaster. How many hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars are we going to pay for this cleanup and this disaster?
I don't know.
And I don't know either, and we don't know.
I would ask
but
if somebody looks into
eventually
it though,
we'll
please.
find out.
Please, it looks terrible. And it's probably, there's probably, my concern is there's children that walk on that street Bachelor for the last 5-6 months. How will we ever know what was really on that property? I mean, nothing was removed for several months other than a fence was put up. So I think it's an issue, and I think it should be addressed. David, you can look into it.
Yes, I'm there most of the time.
Thank you.
I'm there.
That's all I
Thank
got.
you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Pat Laszlo, Orchard Beach. You know, a couple months ago, I asked you about devices, cell phones and things like that, and you said that no one was supposed to be using it. Well, I've been watching tonight, and I can name several people who have been on their cell phones. Now, as a former teacher, and I know Dan was a teacher too, that what we used to have to do in our classrooms was we used to get these things to hang on the wall, and they had pockets, and they were all numbered, and kids, when they came in, had to put their cell phones in the pockets. So can we do something like that, because so many of the people up here, not just council, but administration, the attorney, they're all on their cell phone. If you want to be representing Tom's River, you should be paying attention to what is being said at the council meetings, and instead of playing around on your phones. So can you do something where people have to surrender their phones prior to a meeting?
Well,
Thank you.
I just wanted to make a comment. They're not talking to other people or playing games on their phones. They're communicating with one another what to be said and what to be done. So that's all I have to say is that, and I agree with you 100%.
You do realize it's actually a resource for answering questions if you could ask them to, right? Access to emails and files and.
Private conversation,
All
don't
right,
interrupt the
listen,
council president.
you didn't ask to speak, okay?
I did, but I gave you the answer anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Well, years ago, they didn't have cell phones and that, so guess what? They didn't need them, so if you've been sitting here on your phone, I've been watching you on your phone. I've been watching him on his phone. I watched the mayor on his phone.
Exactly what you just said. When you ask a question, I refer back to my emails.
I mean, this is childish, this is a childish question.
She's making a point, it's disrespectful. Good night, man.
Good.
Thank you for coming.
Greg, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Greenberg.
Thank you. Good night. Okay, is there anyone else, please? All right, we got one more, please. All right. Come forward, state your name and just your street, please.
67 Caddis Street.
All right, you got to get a little closer to the mic and speak louder.
Steve Lee, 67 Caddis Street.
Okay.
I'm just following up with Mr. Bradley about the property issue. If there's any resolution going on.
Drew, can we have like a meeting with a bunch of people? Because this is getting out.
We're probably just gonna go to the mayor.
Okay. All right.
Because that was my main issue. I just watched the mayor say we're going to follow ordinances and codes and use the street, general park.
Otherwise, you gotta change it.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Councilman Bradley, can you bring the rest of the...
Yeah,
Also, you want to be consistent with all of us.
Yeah. So there was one, almost all the other properties.
There's 119 viewable
Yes.
lots. This is the only one.
Yeah, it had a barrier and then it was taken down, so I did research, I looked up like all the police calls, there was like 20 of them for this and some other, they provided the photos and I sent them to the administration, I just said, listen, this is bigger than me.
And where is this located?
It's off of Silver Bay Road. It's off of Silver Bay Road, it's in one of the lagoons.
It's in it, but there's a parking there.
Yeah, so they're just gonna put the barrier back up at the sign and we're gonna just end this issue completely.
Is there a time frame for when this barrier is going back up?
That's
Because the main issue is that the neighbor across the road, 59 Caddis Street, lends out his bulkhead to random people or different people, and
But
it becomes a park.
even with that bulkhead, you can't stop a kid from fishing off that.
Oh, well, I'm not stopping that, I'm just saying he rents out his bulkhead for open boats, and there's like 7 or 8 boaters coming at 2 a.m.
That's administration, that's, council's not gonna get involved.
code enforcement thing at this
That's
point.
what
That's, you have to call them about if somebody's violating the code or suspecting one.
But
So,
all that would stop if the barrier was there.
The administration said they're gonna put it up.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone else, or I need a motion to close public comment then, if no one else? Is there a second? Okay.
Motion to close public comment was made by Councilman Avery, seconded by Councilman Coleman. All in favor?
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none? Meeting's adjourned. Public, yes, elected, pardon me, I take that back. Got it, us, all right. Okay, I need a motion to reopen the meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. All right, good. We'll start at the left.
So I just want to read something that's out of chapter 330 of our Township Code. It deals with hazardous and toxic materials. So part of the chapter 330-3 is the definitions, and part of it is toxic or hazardous materials. That's any substance, solution, or mixture which, because of its quality, quantity, concentration, or physical, chemical, or infectious characteristics, or any combination of the foregoing, presents or may present an actual or potential hazard to human health or to drinking water supply if such substance, solution, mixture, or combination thereof is discharged to the land or waters of the Township of Toms River. Toxic or hazardous materials shall include, and there's a bunch listed, but A is the most apple one for one to speak about. Each and every substance, material, or waste found listed in either or both of Part 116 or Part 261, Title 40 of the Code of Federal Regulations, or the New Jersey statutes, or New Jersey Administrative Code, or New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection rules and regulations. Asbestos is covered under NJAC 7:26G, which is what the State Department, the New Jersey Department of DEP goes with. Further down, it also defines toxic or hazardous waste. And the portion of that is toxic or hazardous materials generated by one in possession or control of any residential premise for which materials disposal is intended, in which waste is not domestic wastewater without the admixture of non-sewage wastewater from any industrial process. All right, so I'm going to go into this. 330-5, prohibited activities, registration being maintained on a vehicle. So it shall be unlawful for any person to pick up, transport, or dispose of toxic or hazardous waste materials in the Township of Toms River without having a valid and appropriate New Jersey state waste contract or registration. And you do have to be registered with the state to be able to pick up asbestos. So when we were taking that out the first time, it was not done correctly. More. So, just so people are wondering, it's estimated that to clean up the Bachelor and Clifton sites at $95,000. That also can go up depending on how much soil has to be removed. And Guardian, that's there, they also did the Cox Pro property. They have to seal the soil and anything else that's in there. So those pipes, anything like that, has to be sealed properly. All right. All right. So some of the stuff that they cited was transient siding and pipe insulation. So the transient siding, that's not that bad. There's only 4 to 5% of asbestos being in that, but pipes, which they get wrapped in either the actual asbestos material or that asbestos cardboard, has an estimated of anywhere from 45 to 58% of asbestos in it. Pretty nasty stuff there, all right? And if there was no asbestos at this site, I don't know why a worker would be in a full protective suit with a respirator mask, okay? So there's that. And one other thing I wanted to read. So I purchased the Open Public Records and Meetings book because I got tired of not knowing some things and I wanted to educate myself. So 25:5, recording by public. The Open Public Meetings Act does not address the right of the public to record a meeting, but the Supreme Court has concluded that a member of the public has a common law right to videotape municipal proceedings in New Jersey. And this deals mainly towards the Bureau of Pine Hill, 189, New Jersey, 479, 521 to 522 in 2007. The court relied primarily on New Jersey's traditional commitment to open government, which is something I think we're failing in this town to do. Openness is a hallmark of democracy, a sacred maxim of our government, and video is but a modern instrument in that evolving pursuit. Arbitrary rules that curb the openness of a public meeting are barricades against effective democracy.
the use of modern technology to record and review the activities of public bodies should marshal pride in our open system of government, not muster suspicion against citizens who conduct the recording. And also, I'm pretty sure that this, by us cutting the speeds, probably violating somebody's rights to assembly, which is guaranteed under the First Amendment. Thank you.
Councilman Pedicini?
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to let everybody know that this week is actually a police week, and I want to thank all the police officers, anybody that's actually out there protecting us as public citizens. I want to thank them. Also, a big part of the police department is the K-9 units. We have a lot of these fairy friends out there that literally protect our police officer in times of need. So I want to thank everybody in this room. If you know of anybody, and also anybody that works in EMT and any firemen, because we all need each other. But this is Police Week, and I want to thank all you guys for all the hard work you guys have.
I just want to thank everybody for putting up with my outspokenness. I just can't stand by while the worst thing that ever happened to Tom's River lies to the rest of the people of Tom's River. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Councilman Avery, please.
Yes, I was hoping Mr. Brilliant would have been here tonight. I have the results of that email thing that he said that I apparently wrote back threatening his family and his job, his business or whatever, but I guess I'll have to wait till next meeting to give him the letter. But I also want to thank the police officers for what they do, and you know, it's a really important job that you guys do, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Councilman Coleman?
I'll ditto that. I've had police in my family with pretty good history, and it's a tough job. I supported police, and I'm just happy to be here in Town's River. I have a relationship with several of them. They do a hell of a job, and I hope that we get these positions filled rather quickly. As I understand it, don't quote me, but as I understand it, they're in the background check phase of hiring new officers, so it shouldn't be too long before we see some new faces in the department. Anyway, another safe trip home, and thanks for your attention.
Well, it was another long meeting tonight, and it was going well. We hit a couple bumps again during the meeting, but we got through it, and I'm grateful for the turnout and the people that continue to come. I know it takes a lot out of your personal life to get here and to sit here, but we need the support. So keep coming, please, and we try. We'll give 100% to do our best here for our town. It's very difficult and disheartening sometimes, but just keep coming, and thank you. God bless Tom's River, and just remember Michael and Ariana tonight. You know, those are the people that work for Tom's River and the future of Tom's River, and thank you. Okay, and I'm available anytime. You know how to get a hold of me. I don't check my emails for certain reasons. I don't answer any of them or respond. I respond personally and through other means, but not by the emails, because if you think what goes on here with the feed going on, don't be surprised that they read our emails. So, thank you. Good night, everyone.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Okay, thank you.